Hello and welcome to Volusia Magazine. I'm Amber Osman. In this week's episode, we have details on a phone scam that is targeting older Florida residents. The county has again partnered up with Daytona State College to help local entrepreneurs grow their businesses. And the Marine Science Center is offering a class for citizen scientists. Plus, Joanne Magley talks with Jessica Winterwerp, Director of the Coastal Division. Those segments and more coming right up on Volusia Magazine. I hope you stay tuned. Older adults are being warned about a phone scam that is targeting them. Scam artists are calling Florida residents pretending to be employed by the Department of Elder Affairs or an organization called Senior Services. They're using a method known as spoofing, in which a caller ID appears to come from the Department of Elder Affairs fax line 850-414-2004. The callers are asking for personal information, including credit card numbers, to pay for their services, such as funeral insurance. The Department of Elder Affairs does not solicit payment for services over the phone at any time. The Volusia County Sheriff's Office reminds you to never give out personal information to unknown persons who call you. This includes your credit card and bank account information, your passwords, and your social security number. The best thing to do is say no and hang up. Volusia County's Division of Economic Development and the Small Business Development Center, SBDC, at Daytona State College are partnering again on a business initiative to help local business owners successfully grow their companies. The program is called Volusia's Best, and it addresses 7 keys to business growth. Those keys are systems doing the right thing at the right time, engaged employees, relationship building, vision and leadership, information technology, capital management, and exceeding expectations. The county's Economic Development Division is the presenting sponsor for Volusia's Best, contributing $90,000 with additional financial contributions totaling to $205,000 from other private and public entities. According to the Small Business Development Center, many Volusia County companies have gone from good to great, but there are also many other companies that could also be great and just need resources and assistance. Van Canada is a manager at the Florida Small Business Development Center at Daytona State College. With more than 30 years of experience in the banking industry, his primary role with Volusia's Best is to help companies improve their capital.
One of the cornerstones of the financial aspect of Volusia's Best will be the training program called Profit Mastery. And in that program, it's designed for companies to learn how to better manage their business using the financials, the balance sheet, and the P&L, and the financial ratios. In the past, companies were very used to measuring themselves against themselves. So if their profitability, for example, was improved over prior year, that was a good thing. With the Profit Mastery program, not only do we measure those types of improvements, but also look at the industry financial comparative data to see how a company is doing against a similar company.
To achieve the Volusia's Best seal, companies must participate in advanced programs. Once completed, they work with a consultant to show how they've executed what they've learned. Through grants, scholarships, and other funded resources, the Volusia's Best training may be available at little or no cost to the participating companies. For more information, call the Small Business Development Center at 386-506-4723, or you can go online to sbdcdaytona.com. The Volusia County Library System has more than just books. Here's a look at upcoming programs at our branches. For more library events, visit volusialibrary.org. This week on Solutions for Your Life, Joe Seward's residential horticulture agent with the UFIFAS Extension in Volusia County, shows us how to plant a fall garden.
Hi, I'm Joe Seward. I'm the University of Florida Extension, Volusia County Urban Horticulture Agent and Master Gardener Coordinator, and welcome to Solutions for Your Life. As always, we have a series of classes here at the Extension office, and right now we're preparing for our class on preparing the fall vegetable garden. In the summertime here in Florida, it's difficult to grow many vegetables, and quite frankly, it's just too hot for most people to be comfortable outside. There are a few things that you can grow in the summer vegetable garden. We have some examples here: eggplant, a few peppers, we've got some sweet potatoes. Other things that you can grow successfully in the summer in Florida are sweet corn and black-eyed peas, and that's about it. But largely, summer is a good time to let things go dormant. It's also an excellent time to solarize the garden. As you can see here, we've got clear plastic over our gardens. They've been here for about 3 weeks now. We're going to let them go for another week or two, and then we're going to set about planting the fall garden. There are lots of things you can grow in the fall. Temperatures are cooler. Pest pressure is far reduced over the rest of the year, and it's just a good time to grow things. Things like cole crops, cabbages, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, those types of things. Sweet corn, many peppers will grow successfully in the early part of fall, as well as tomatoes, short season tomatoes in particular. Carrots, beets, onions, pretty much anything that you want to grow in the garden can be successfully grown in the fall and even on into the winter with many things like the cole crops, which really prefer cooler weather. One of the things that we like to teach in this class is alternative growing methods. A lot of people don't have space. They might live in a condominium or an apartment, so we like to teach them alternative ways of growing things. Raised beds, for example. There are many different sizes and shapes of raised beds that you can grow vegetables in successfully. You can grow vegetables successfully in containers as long as they're large enough. Putting some containers out on your back patio, you can grow carrots and tomatoes and peppers. Pretty much anything you can grow in the ground, you can grow in a container as long as it's large enough. And then to get more sophisticated, we show people how to grow things hydroponically. There are vertical hydroponic towers. We show people how you can grow things in something as simple as a kiddie pool or even a coffee can. So there's really no excuse for you not to be able to grow at least a portion of your edible foods in the garden, no matter what time of year it is here in Florida. As always, if you want to participate or know more about any of the classes that we offer here at the Extension office, you can give us a call. Our phone number is area code 386-822-5778, or you can also go to our website at volusia.org/extension. With Solutions for Your Life, I'm Joe Seward.
Have you been interested in learning more about the marine environment found offshore of Volusia County's beaches? Join environmental experts as they explain how to identify the fish and invertebrates of Volusia County's artificial and natural offshore reefs from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Saturday, September 24th at the Marine Science Center in Ponce Inlet.
Well, the Marine Science Center is very excited about this wonderful opportunity to actually develop a wonderful core curriculum for people who want to be involved in this citizen science project. You know, through citizen science, we're going to be able to allow the general public to learn more about the artificial reef program, but especially about those organisms that are living on the artificial reef program. This program is going to be especially designed through photographs and videos to be able to teach these participants how to be able to go on these dives and be able to identify correctly these species so that we can expand the inventory that we have begun on the organisms that are living on this remarkable project of the counties to develop this extensive artificial reef program.
In Volusia County, recreational and commercial deep-sea fishing is an important element of Volusia County's marine and boating industry. To support this industry, the Volusia County Council has made a commitment to the construction of marine habitat and artificial fishing reefs off of the coast of Volusia County. These reefs create new fishing and diving opportunities and build marine reef habitat where none naturally exist. The reefs directly support marine wildlife and marine industry economic development in Central Florida.
Monitoring Volusia County's artificial reefs are important for assessing the health of the fish and invertebrate communities that live on these reefs. Another important part about the artificial reef program is the succession of these artificial reefs. Now the changes that these reefs go through from the time that they are first deposited and through as they live throughout their life as an artificial reef are important. So we like to document what species of invertebrates and barnacles first colonize the reef, and then what types of fishes come behind this first colonization of the artificial reef by these organisms, and be able to tell a story of what happens from the beginning of an artificial reef throughout its time as a reef.
For more information about Volusia County's artificial reefs, you can visit volusia.org/coastal. There you'll find a complete listing of the reefs with location and the history of materials deployed. To register for the September 24th class at the Marine Science Center, you can email cmacfie@volusia.org. Are you aware there's no school next Monday, September 19th? Well, students can still do a little learning at the Volusia County Libraries. They can talk like a pirate. The Volusia County Public Library will celebrate Talk Like a Pirate Day on Monday, September 19th with costumes, displays, and a special program. This international event started as a goofy idea by a handful of friends, including Old Chum Bucket and Captain Slappy back in 1995.
I'm Old Chum Bucket, and I'm Captain Slappy, and we are the Pirate Guys! Arr!
Talk Like a Pirate Day took hold around the world and landed in Volusia County when the libraries decided to launch a friendly competition to see which one could have the biggest and best pirate parties.
Every year the Volusia County Library System celebrates Talk Like a Pirate Day, and we have a lot of fun with it. The staff get dressed up. We actually celebrate it throughout the month of September. The International Talk Like a Pirate Day falls on September 19th, I know this year, but we celebrate throughout September always. It's an opportunity for us to showcase the library too. We're able to do some programming events that are fun for our customers, both our adults and children's. We can showcase different parts of the collection.
Library Assistant Charlie Schwab, a marauder at heart, is also brushing up on his pirate speak.
Ahoy, mateys! You best set sail for the Volusia County Public Libraries on September 19th for International Talk Like a Pirate Day. Arrgh!
Landlubbers and pirate wannabes can take free Mango Languages classes at the libraries in DeLand, DeBary, and Deltona. The libraries in Daytona Beach, DeLand, Ormond Beach, and New Smyrna Beach Regional Library will have fun activities for the little buccaneers all day long. Other library branches will have time-specific activities. For a complete list of events, you can visit volusialibrary.org. Here's a look at some events happening around Volusia County. For more events and county news, visit volusia.org.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
Time now to head into the studio and join the Director of Community Information, Joanne Magley, and her guest, the Director of Volusia County's Coastal Division, Jessica Winterwerp.
Thanks, Amber. Driving around Volusia County, you can't help but notice all of the construction projects going on. Some are very large scale, like One Daytona and Tanger Outlets, both private sector projects. And some are not so big, but very important as it relates to quality of life here in Volusia County. So with me today to talk about some of the key county government construction projects is Jessica Winterwerp, the Director of the county's Coastal Division. Hi, Jessica.
Hi, Joanne. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thanks for being here. So first off, give us an overview of the Coastal Division and what you do every day.
Well, the Coastal Division is responsible for maintaining and operating the entire county beach. That includes the drivable beach, it includes the walkways, it includes the ramps, the tolls, the trash collection, and then maintaining our off-beach parking and our coastal inlet parks.
So we have a lot of construction projects that are going on, mainly in southeast Volusia County, and your division is responsible for a number of these projects. So let's start off with some of the bigger ones, including Smyrna Dunes Park Boardwalk Improvement. What does this project entail?
This is a really exciting project. The Smyrna Dunes Park, which is located on the northern peninsula of New Smyrna Beach, is an aging infrastructure project where the boardwalk, which is over 1.5 miles long, is going to be fully replaced and widened from 5 feet to 8 feet. It's about 35 years old. It does not meet today's American Disabilities Act standards. We are going to bring this walkway into compliance with the ADA Act, and we are going to provide updated facilities. We're going to use a composite decking instead of timber. We hope to extend the lifespan, and we will redo all of the walkways to both the western shoreline, the northern shoreline, and the Atlantic Ocean beaches.
And for those people who have not been to this area, this is quite an extensive park, and this project is very unique because there's so much environmental sensitivity. Tell us about some of the issues that you encountered when it was time to go for bid, and some of the construction, I guess, challenges that come with this.
What makes this park special is that it is truly natural. 180 acres plus of land that has only been touched with the boardwalk. The boardwalk in certain areas is elevated to keep humans off of the soil. We have multiple protected species within our park. We have a gopher tortoise. We have a significant number of gopher tortoises. We have a southeastern beach mouse, which is threatened for extinction right now within our park, and we also have some endangered snakes.
So how did that affect the construction?
Well, like a road, you would come in and you'd bring a bulldozer and you'd bring a dump truck. We don't have that ability. We have to be sensitive and aware of our surroundings, and we have to modify our construction techniques so that we're not harming or intruding upon those endangered species habitats. Typical to when you would build a pier over the water, when we get in those sensitive areas, we will be building the walkway just like we build a pier from the top down to provide minimal impact on the sensitive area.
All right, so tell us about the time frame for construction, when it's supposed to begin and when it will be finished.
We currently have a solicitation on the street so that interested engineers and consultants can put a proposal together. We anticipate construction activities on the boardwalk occurring probably after the first of the year. Since it's such an extensive project and we will have to modify our construction techniques, I would expect construction to last for about 1.5 years. While we're going through the construction activities, we want to maintain accessibility to the park to the greatest extent possible. There's one segment where there's about a 15-foot drop-off from the boardwalk to the ground. In that location, it's going to be hard to reroute people, so we're just going to have a temporary closure.
All right, so up next is the Smyrna Dunes Fishing Pier. Tell us about that.
That's a really exciting project for the fishermen in our area, and we have an active fishing community. We're going to have a fishing pier in 18 feet of water on the western side of the Smyrna Dunes Park. This is unprecedented. This is going to be a phenomenal fishing pier. We have funding assistance from the Florida Inland Navigation District. We also have funding assistance from the Florida Boating Improvement Program. Construction for the fishing pier should start before the holidays, and we'll have a ribbon cutting before May of next year.
So why is it so unique to have a fishing pier in this area or in 18 feet of water for those people who might not be everyday fisher people?
It provides you a very salty environment. This close to the inlet, you will get a migration of species. You'll get everything from grouper, you'll get flounder, you'll get some sheep's head. It'll provide snorkeling opportunities. There will be shade structures, the pictures at sunset. I'm just looking forward to what comes up.
All right. So let's talk about the Dune Walkover Redecking Program. This is an area or a project that probably people have been seeing going on if they're in the New Smyrna Beach area, and you're basically, replacing the walkovers.
The county is responsible for maintaining approximately 99 walkovers from the Flagler line all the way down to Cape Canaveral. The last time that major maintenance was done to these walkovers was the last time we had a hurricane, over 10 years ago. Being in the sun environment with salt and sand and the wind, it's very harsh, and what may last 50 years in the back of your house may only have a lifespan of 10 to 20 years out on the beach. It may not look so bad from the top, but our primary concern is the hardware underneath that's providing the structural integrity of the walkover. Coastal staff and contract labor are going through, and in some cases we're just replacing the top decking boards and the top handrails so that you don't scuff your feet or get a splinter in your hand.
Right.
In some cases we have to do a complete rebuild of the entire walkover. We're trying to take advantage of this opportunity so that if we do have to do a complete rebuild of the walkover, we're going to bring it into ADA standards so that handicap accessible pedestrians and persons can also access our beaches.
And you mentioned a lot of your staff is actually doing the work for these walkovers, and they're doing it on the weekends, during the week, whenever you send them out there.
The benefit for having an in-house labor force do this type of work is we can schedule the work around activities. We know that our beaches are going to be packed on Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays, and holiday Mondays, typically your Memorial and your Labor Days. If we use our in-house staff, then we can go ahead and plan accordingly so that if we need to do maintenance to one access, we can try to have that access back open for the Friday, Saturday, Sunday rush. If we have to go through a contract labor force, I can't necessarily guarantee that. Typically when we use the contract laborers, we're doing a full rebuild and the structural integrity is just shot, and we don't want people walking on it anyways.
All right, so let's talk beach parking, because especially in the New Smyrna Beach area, parking is a premium. And so one of the projects that's on your list is off-beach parking, and it's the Hiles Avenue off-beach parking lot. What can people expect to see when that project is finished?
Well, Hiles is a very unique location because it's in a no-drive section of the unincorporated Volusia County. So even when it gets to high tide and the beach is shut down because you physically can't drive a car on it, it provides an access so that parents with children and large families can park. We'll have 75 additional spaces. It'll be at the intersection of Hiles and South Atlantic in unincorporated Volusia County. We will be providing restroom facilities, which is a huge plus. We'll have landscaping, so it'll be pretty. There'll be shading. We'll have shower towers, and you'll have a safe and easy access to a vehicle-free beach.
So another project that goes under the radar is the removal of derelict vessels, and you can see these sometimes from if you're walking the bridge, if you're boating through the intercoastal waters, these boats that have just been there forever. What is a derelict vessel, and how is the county involved in helping to get rid of these?
A derelict vessel is basically a vessel that has been abandoned by its owner. It's not somebody who just moors their sailboat off the channel for a couple of weeks. Typically, these boats are in disrepair. Scavengers have already scrapped out the motors and anything of value on these boats. The owners of these boats will typically scrape off the registration numbers, will scrape off the serial numbers, so that you really cannot trace the boat to an owner. Since it's not on land, it kind of sits in a no man's zone of responsibility. The Volusia County Coastal Division is working with the Fish and Wildlife Commission, FWC, in trying to identify these derelict vessels within our county, try to track down some ownership, provide notice, and in the next fiscal year, FY17, the county will be going after a state grant and local Florida Inland Navigation District grant for the removal of these vessels. Sometimes if the vessel is touching the ground and is in the mud, it's a little more difficult because you have to float it, you have to transport it. The worst case scenario is if you have to lift it and put it on a barge because it's not floatable. Best case scenario is it's still floating. All we have to do is strap a tow line to it, pull it to the closest boat ramp, load it up into a dump truck, and haul it off to our landfill. It's also a navigation hazard. Sometimes they don't have power because they've been sitting in the water for months, years, decades in some cases. Our patrolmen do what they can and put solar lights on them, but it's not the best beacon from your standard navigational lighting. That's the biggest concern. It is an eyesore, but what we're trying to do is make our waterways safe again.
All right, and last but not least, we're continually working on our artificial reef system. The county started this program back in the 70s, and to date we have more than 60 artificial reefs. We've really been ramping it up in the last 5 or 6 years. Where are we today with the reef program?
We're currently deploying in our artificial reefs. Just before Tropical Storm Hurricane Hermine came through, we were able to do 2 offloads. If you go just off of Sunglow Pier in Daytona Beach Shores, that's one of our nearshore artificial reefs. The other nearshore artificial reef is just off of Flagler Avenue. You can find more information on where our artificial reefs are located by looking for the Volusia County Reef Team. In the next year, we're currently permitting some nearshore reef buoys so that kayakers and divers can anchor up to it and have fun on our reefs. We're going through our permitting process right now, and we hope to have all permits by next year so that we can do an install.
All right, and many people, whether they realize it or not, the Coastal Division is in charge of all of our beachfront parks.
We're getting ready to do some really interesting maintenance upgrades this coming off-season. Starting in November, we will be replacing the playground at Frank Rendon Park. We will be replacing the playground at Sunsplash Park in Daytona Beach. Before Memorial Day, we hope to have a brand new splash pad installed with a whole bunch of new landscaping. We're going to be replacing some of our canopies at Frank Rendon Park and Tom Rennick Park. So this off-season is going to be really exciting for the Coastal Division.
All right, well, I'm excited to see all these playground changes too. Jessica Winterwerp, the Director of the Volusia County Coastal Division, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for your time.
Amber, back to you.
Thanks, Joanne, and thank you too for watching Volusia Magazine. If you have any questions about the show, you can feel free to give us a call at any of the numbers you see listed here, or you can log on to volusia.org and click on the News tab at the top of the screen to find us. And we hope you won't forget to listen to Volusia Today. That's Volusia County Government's weekly public radio broadcast. Volusia Today airs every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Sunday mornings on the local radio stations you see on your screen. For Volusia Magazine, I'm Amber Osmond. Have a wonderful evening.